The only word I can use to classify that victory is relief. Because obviously, we managed to get a win, and it was a hard-fought win. It was a well-deserved win as well. Like, it was a win that, everybody expected that, Man United needed to come back from this one. And in truth, like, I was very emotional at the end of the game. But I didn't want to make an emotional response, an emotional reaction to the game, because I've seen a lot of content creators, come out and say stuff like, in fact, I've seen like really big content creators who have watched football for the longest time. They've been like, they have thousands of subscribers on YouTube, and they are coming out to say some stuff that actually sound ridiculous, as if they've not been watching football for a while. And I took an extra few minutes or few hours to kind of brood over this game, think about things, watch the game again. I actually watched the second half again, from the beginning, just to be able to get a sense of what happened in the game and stuff like that, and to try to actually watch specific players so that I can actually give my genuine player ratings. In the moment when you're watching a game, you might be able to just see what's going on, but then be very emotional. And after we scored the first goal, and then eventually Burnley scored to make it 1-1, and then we scored 2-1 2 minutes later, and then they scored again just before the 70th minute. It felt like, okay, the world was crashing. It was like a repeat of what had happened last season. Everything was just going haywire. But I had to take a side look. Like, I had to take my time to actually watch and understand what is going on in the game, so that I can actually give a genuine response. And it is what it is. A late penalty from Bruno Fernandes helped Man United secure the first Premier League win of this season, as we beat Burnley 3-2. So Manchester United 3, Burnley 2 at Old Trafford. And Bruno Fernandes obviously missed a penalty in the last game against Fulham. He coolly converted this penalty in the 7th minute of additional time, basically in 7 minutes of additional time, to secure the all-important 3 points for Ruben Amorim's side. And if you remember, the thumbnail for the thumbnail for the match preview was pretty much, we desperately needed this win. It was a must-win game, despite going behind twice in 27th minute. Josh Cullen's own goal actually helped basically Man United secure their second own goal of the season. And 2 own goals in 2 matches, and the first time ever, that's a record, an unwanted record, first time ever that a team has 2 own goals. Their first 2 goals in the Premier League were 2 own goals. But I'm like, how does this record affect anything? But it is what it is. Bryan Mbeumo scored in the 57th minute to make it 2-1. Just after they had scored us in the 55th minute. And then Burnley responded through Lyle Foster and Jaidon Anthony, and they looked set to earn a point. And looking at the Jaidon Anthony goal, it was more of a defensive calamity. That's what I'll call it, because the throw-in came in and everybody started, we're all over the place. It was not even a corner kick or a free kick. It was a throw-in from the right back. I seem to forget his name. Kyle Walker, former Manchester City right back, made that long throw, and everything just became chaotic, and it seemed like we're zonal marking, and then we're all over the place. And eventually Jaidon Anthony, I think it was even the goalkeeper Foster, the striker Foster and Jaidon Anthony together, and the ball ricocheted on Bayindir, Mainoo and Bayindir, and he went into goal. And it was like, okay, cool. Let us get up and keep going. And I think I noticed Ruben Amorim was trying to, motivate the players and to try to get them to actually, get moving, keep the energy up. And basically, there were just 93 seconds there were just, like I said, when we considered that second goal that made it 2-2, if you look at Mbeumo's goal, it made it even worth it more, because we missed so many chances in the first half. We missed so many chances. There were 93 seconds, between Mbeumo's and Foster's goal, while Mbeumo saw a goal disallowed following a narrow offside. Foster saw a goal disallowed following a narrow offside call before Anthony restored parity at 66th minute. Now, Benjamin Sesko had gone close to a winner, heading twice over the bar in the final 10 minutes. If you notice, when Sesko came in, what I expected from our guys was to put crosses in, and they did put crosses in, and he was heading those crosses. But it was Bruno Fernandes who took full advantage when Ahmad was tucked back in the box by Jaidon Anthony, who I tagged as the key player for the game. So he was the goal scorer and also the person that caused penalty or the assist for Man United. Now, this win, basically, if you look at the table, takes United to 9th, heading into the international break, while Scott Parker's Burnley fall to 11th on the table with their second defeat of the season. But although, Man United were made to work for this win, United, produced a 3.54 expected goals, that's XG, and 26 shots. Take note of this, 26 shots. Last season, we never had a game where we had as many shots as 26. And Burnley were just limited to 1.2 XG from just 6 attempts. That's expected goals. Bruno Fernandes penalty, timed at 96 minutes and 10 seconds, which is 97th minute, was United's 4th latest winning goal on Opta's records in the Premier League from 2006-2007, and the second latest at home after Scott McTominay's win against Brentford in October of 2023. That's 96 minutes 11 seconds. United also became the first side ever to see both of their first 2 goals of the Premier League season be own goals. Indeed, Man United have benefited from as many own goals in Premier League this season 2 as they did in 23-24 0 and 24-25 2 combined. So it is what it is. Those stats are pretty much unwanted, but we have to build from here. We have to now, looking at the momentum in the game, Man United kind of had absolute control of the game, and we had our outlets in Ahmad and Mbeumo, working really hard. We finished the game with a 66% ball possession, and this is actual ball possession, not that we were making good use of the ball. 26 shots. Now this is where we have to now think about how the quality of our shots and we need to also convert them. So 26 shots in total, 6 on target, and then 4 big chances, and 2 of those big chances were missed. And we had 410 accurate passes to Burnley's 219. Both sides committed 9 fouls each. Man United had 7 corners in the game. So, looking at these stats, you can tell we needed, so we had 26 shots, 13 off targets, 6 on target, 7 block shots, 2 hit the woodwork, 19 shots inside the box, 7 shots outside the box. Total passes in the game, 500. Total accurate passes, 410. And yeah, it showed, you can read these stats and say, oh, this tells you the action. No, it doesn't tell you the actual story of the game until you watch the game. At some point, it felt like Man United were collapsing, but it is what it is. We had to grind out this win. We had to really, really grind out this win. Man United, we desperately needed this win, because I could already see the kind of headlines that would have been made out of this if it was a draw, not even a loss, if it was even a draw. Think about it. Man United have played 3 games. They've won 1, they've drawn 1, and they've lost 1. And then we have scored 4 goals and conceded 4 goals as well, which brings us to 0 goals difference, with points at 4 points on the table, 4, and then obviously keeping us at 9th. And it makes for good viewing seeing us at 9th, considering where we ended last season. It makes for really good viewing. So yeah, it is what it is. We're up, we're climbing up now, and I should expect that obviously we can, you know, continue this momentum after the international break, considering that our next game will probably be, let me just have a look here. Our next game is going to be Manchester City, and that is 14th of September. Manchester City, and it's going to be a Manchester Derby Sunday. This absolutely has to be a good game to go and play after the international break. I also think that Man City will not be as good as they always are after international breaks. So yeah, we play Manchester City. It's going to be a derby. It's going to be a game that we will desperately need a win at. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. And then after City, we'll face Chelsea. Brutal. And after Chelsea's Brentford, and then we ease out a little bit, play Sunderland. And then after Sunderland, we play Liverpool, which is also another tough game. Then we ease out and play Brighton, and then Nottingham Forest. So it's not even going to be any easier. You know, difficult game, City away, difficult game, Chelsea at home. Slightly okay game, Brentford, we can do it. Sunderland, very easy, and then Liverpool, very tough, and then before we can go to Brighton and Nottingham Forest. So by the time we are easing things out, we would have got into November. So we desperately need to win that game. Looking at the table where Man City lies before we go on to talk about player ratings, Man City lies at number 11, 2 games, 1 win, 0 draws and 1 loss, 4 goals scored, 2 goals conceded. So, and they play against Brighton tomorrow. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, based off of that, we're going to go straight to the game. We're going to we'll talk about player ratings and on how each player performed. Now, if we're going to go with that, we'll start with Altay Bayindir in net. Yeah, I was paying particular attention to Altay Bayindir in goal. Talking about player ratings, I was paying particular attention to Altay Bayindir, and I was going to say this: his ball work, especially his footwork when it comes to kicking and passing, was amazing. Like today, he was doing some good stuff. He played the entire 90 minutes, had 1 save, considered 2 goals. Actually, he had 2 saves, because I remember it was a double save, but then eventually he considered 2 goals, right? And then he acted as a sweeper. He didn't act as a sweeper in this game, but he had 1 diving save, 1 save in the box, 3 throws, 13 recoveries, 33 touches. He had an amazing game when it came to, like, you know, playing out from the back, kicking the ball long and getting his passes were accurate and all of that. I think I could only count 1 in the second half that he missed. The rest was just okay, and it's like he didn't have much to do. And then obviously the first goal that we considered that Foster scored, it felt like the defender switched off. I think Delict and Shaw came from the middle of the field into the center of the defense, while Delict and Dalot were shifted to the left side. And then Dalot was too far from the crosser of the ball. He should have pressed the crosser, because once you put pressure on the crosser, he won't have that accuracy to put that ball across the front of the post. And obviously, there's nothing Altay Bayindir could have done in that situation. And, you know, that's why I'm bringing this goal, because obviously Altay Bayindir couldn't save the first goal. So yeah, I felt like, you know, they were out of position, and then Lenioro, I think, was holding on to Jaidon Anthony, while Foster just ran behind Shaw, so he kind of made him out of position, and Foster just kind of kicked that ball in. So the defense was switched off. We're going to talk about the takeaways eventually after this video, but then you could tell that, you know, we didn't need to, wasn't necessary to concede the goal that we conceded. So that one is done. So Altay Bayindir gets a 7.0. He just nudged it a little bit. Gets a 7.0 from me for the game because he did some spectacular things when it comes to kicking the ball out, playing. I was like, this guy can actually kick the ball can actually kick the ball from the back, can actually make some passes, and he seems very confident. He just needs to know to have more high claims. He needs to know to control the box when it comes to set pieces and stuff. And then he just needs to, he's a good number 2 to have if we're benching Onana, but this guy has actually taken Onana's place because Onana hasn't covered himself in glory. And then we move to centre back. Matheus de Ligt did absolutely well, blocking everywhere, putting out fire, 7.0, albeit considered 2 goals and stuff. Was trying to block one of the players that Shaw left, and then Shaw didn't follow his own player, so it's kind of like putting out one fire and then leaving the other one to burn. So basically, Matheus de Ligt gets a 7.0 from me. Leny Yoro, same thing, 7.0 from me. Played 85 minutes. He had 4 defensive contributions. He had 43 touches, 2 passes into the final third. Touches into opposition box was 1. Then he had a last man tackle 1. Again, this has become his forte. Tackles 1 of 2, 50%, amongst other things. What else? He was never dribbled past. He had 1 recovery, and he had 67% ground duels won, 67% aerial duels won, and all of that. And I think he would probably have similar numbers to Matheus de Ligt, who played the entire 90 minutes, 88% pass accuracy. He had 4 defensive contributions, like I said, just the same as Leny Yoro. He had 1 shot, which was the blocked shot that he had. He had a total of 63 touches, accurate long balls 2 of 367, 67%, same as Leny Yoro. Was never dribbled past. He had 4 recoveries, same as Leny Yoro. So it's pretty much similar. So De Ligt and Yoro get 7.0 from me. Luke Shaw, same thing, 7.0. I think Luke Shaw, De Ligt and Yoro seems to be our steady back 3, and it's good to have that consistency with back 3. And the truth is, many fans might not like it. I've seen content creators say, I don't like Shaw, this and that, but I watched this game and Shaw actually did okay. A few times he switched off and stuff, but like the positives of having Shaw in the team outweigh the negatives, right? But yeah, it is fun. His defensive contributions as well, just like the other players. 4, he had more passes, more touches of the ball than the other 2 defenders, Yoro and De Ligt. So many other things. He was pushing forward, was bombing forward like a wing back, but also a left centre back. Passes into the final third, he had 8. Was dispossessed once. I remember that dispossession. It was more of a one that was in the far left of the attack at the Burnley side. He had 2 recoveries. He also had ground duels won 3 of 6, 50%. Aerial duels won 3 of 5, 60%. So, like, Luke Shaw had a good game, 7.0 from me. We'll go to the midfield. 7.0 as well for Casemiro. He played 72 minutes, was controlling things. He had 1 shot that was off target. That hit the woodwork. His shot hit the woodwork that now led to the goal. So it's the cross that hit the woodwork that now led to the own goal. So he hit the woodwork 1 time, the total shots of 1s. 44 of 50 passes, which is 88%. He also had 5 defensive contributions. He had 58 touches in total. Touches in the position box, he had 1. Successful dribbles, he didn't make any 1. He had 1 unsuccessful one anyway. Passing to final third 3. 1 clearance, 1 headed clearance. Ground duels won 2 of 3, 67. Aerial duels won 2 of 7, 29%. So he was fouled once as well. So Casemiro 7.0. was the defender of that midfield. Like, he was a screener. Yeah, albeit he still doesn't have that pace, but it was good. It's good the way I see how Amorim is using him. In the 72nd minute, he was subbed off, so you could tell that, okay, obviously he's trying to manage his minutes and manage his time on the ball and all of that. But it is what it is. The next person we have on our list is one of the wing backs. Started at wing back, and that is Amad Diallo. And for Amad, he played the entire 90 minutes. He had 3 total shots. He created 2 chances, accurate passes 31 of 37, that's 84%. And then in attack, basically he missed 1 big chance, had 1 block shot, had 63 touches in total, 7 touches in the opposition box, 50% successful dribbles, passes in final third he had 3, and the like. So Amad, gets a 8.5 from me. Did absolutely amazing. Was fouled twice. Was creating those chances, and albeit he got that penalty for us, so he gets an 8.5 from me. Did really well. Another person is the wing back, Diogo Dalot. Contrary to public opinion and everybody saying, oh, Dalot was, one said, oh, I hate Dalot. The other said, oh, Dalot was not good in the team. He's not helping the team, blah, 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 blah. Diogo Dalot had completed the most dribbles in the game. 3 dribbles in the match, played the entire 90 minutes, had 1 assist, created the assist for Bryan Mbeumo to score that little cutback. Accurate passes 29 of 36, which is 81%. Chances created 2. He had 2 touches in the game. Touches in the position box, he had 3. Passes into final third, he had 3. And then he was dispossessed twice, amongst other things. 55% ground duels, 1 6 of 11. 100% aerial duels, 1 2 of 2. Was fouled once and committed 1 foul. So Diogo Dalot gets an 8.0 from me. And then Bryan Mbeumo gets an 8.5 from me. Got the goal. Was our outlet, was very potent. I mean, I'm hearing things like, oh, he and Amad cannot work in the same position. It's either him or Amad. I'm like, nah, man. Amad is a wing back. He's an attacking midfielder. He can play both positions and they can cover each other. So for him getting the goal, he had 9 touches in the position box. He had 3 passes in the final third. He had 4 or 5 accurate crosses, 80%. Accurate long balls, he had 3 of 300%. So should be the star man of this team, orchestrating things. He was our outlet. He was our pace. He ground duels 1, 2 or 4. Aerial duels 1. He went into 3, didn't win any. Was fouled twice, and he fouled once. So yeah, Bryan Mbeumo 8.5 performance, absolutely amazing. Mason Mount played only the first half, but gave an absolutely amazing 7.5 performance. 13 of 16 shots. 13 of 16 accurate passes, which is about 81%, amongst other things. And then not so much to report when it comes to other things. Like, he had 25 touches, he hit the woodwork once, he had 1 touch in the position box, 100% successful dribbles, passing into final third, he had 5, 2 corners, 1 dispossessed once, and was our outlet. I mean, should have gotten that penalty where he was running into the box, but didn't. So obviously the ref didn't give it. They went to VAR and all of that. So that's why I thought maybe that was why they gave the second one, but the first one was supposed to be a penalty, and that is it. Now to my man of the match in this game, before we head on to Cunha and the rest. My man of the match, Bruno Fernandes. He gets a 8.5 performance from me. He gets an 8.5 performance from me. Got the goal. Now this is his stats. Bruno Fernandes was the player of the match. Bruno Fernandes completed the most passes, 66 in the match. Bruno created the most chances, 6 in the match. Bruno lost the most duels, 9 in the match. So obviously he's that midfielder that does more of the creating than actually defending and stuff. But yeah, that means he went into many duels. If we are going to go for his duels, he went into 12 duels, ground duels, and he only won 5. Then aerial duels, he went into 4, and he only won 2. So I mean, he got involved in a lot of duels. 1 of 3 tackles won, 33%. Accurate long balls, 8 of 12, 67%. This is where he thrives. This is where his stats thrive. Then accurate pass crosses, 3 of 7, 3 of 5. That is 60%. But yeah, he was making things happen. Played the full 90 minutes. Had a total of 104 touches. 104 touches. So yeah, Bruno Fernandes was the outlet for everything. Matheus Cunha, unfortunately, 31 minutes played, had 1 shot, and he got injured. And I hope I saw a video of him walking out of the stadium, and he was walking okay. But yeah, I think he pulled a hamstring or pulled something, or the muscle was tight. But hopefully he comes back after the international break. But we'll keep you updated on that. Joshua Zirkzee, well, 6.5 performance, came in at the 31st minute for Matheus Cunha. Was okay, was linking up play very well, but I think there's still something lacking when it comes to match fitness and stuff. I think there's still something lacking, but he will get there eventually. Kobbie Mainoo, I was particularly impressed by him, showing his defensive prowess, showing his ability to cover and screen and cover spaces and all of that. Can do more. I think with more game time and more games he would more games he would become even the one of the mainstays of the midfield. One thing I wanted to say with regards to Kobbie Mainoo is the fact that I believe that he should not go out on loan, because he leaves us threadbare when it comes to number of bodies we have in midfield. So I think also that he should consider the fact that Casemiro's contract is in his last 12 months or thereabout. So with that, he becomes the next in line, the mainstay even from next season and all. But yeah, I think he's considering the World Cup and stuff, but it is what it is. Next player we're going to consider is Benjamin Sesko. Came in the 72nd minute, had 2 chances, and 6.0 performance from me. Kobbie Mainoo 6.5, can even do better. Then Noussair Mazraoui, he came in at the 85th minute. Well, nothing to report on that, but yeah, it was good. The rest of the players we had on the bench, we had Dogu, Ugarte, Maguire, Heaven, and Onana. So yeah, and then for the team performance, I'm going to say 7.0 overall for the team performance. And then for the manager, I'll give Ruben Amorim 7.0. I've seen most people are beginning to see some sense in why I keep saying that that Ruben Amorim is not to blame for what the things that are happening at Man United. People are beginning to see some sense that obviously the manager will set the team out, and everybody will eventually have to play accordingly, and if they don't follow the instructions, then they're letting the manager down. But yeah, like I said, relief, just to summarize everything, relief coursing through the veins of Manchester United players as we finally get the first win of the season with a last gasp winner by Bruno Fernandes, sending Burnley away from Old Trafford empty-handed. Days after this team failed from the spot in Grimsby, United's keeper stepped up to score a stoppage-time penalty that made the scoreline 3-2 following the action-packed second half. So yeah, let me know, guys, what you think. Who do you think did better in this entire setup and all of that? Do you think that Man United could have even scored more goals? Because I believe we could have scored more goals in the first half. Do you think Man United could have scored more goals? Do you think Man United could have even converted their chances? Because if we created at least, even if it's 4 of the 6 big chances we had, probably would have been 4-0 up in the first half. But it is what it is. Yeah, so let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comment section as we continue to build. Thank you so much for liking, sharing, and subscribing. We've surpassed 1,800 subscribers, and we're going to keep growing. Thank you so much. I don't take it for granted. We keep building, we keep growing as a community, and we will continue to grow. So thank you so much for liking. Thank you so much for subscribing. I'll see you on the next one. If you haven't already, please do like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't have to miss anything as it relates to Manchester United. I'll see you on the next one. Take care, goodbye, and God bless.